And hello, everyone. This is a Fox News alert. Astronaut Neil Armstrong has died. Armstrong was the first man on the moon forever known for the line, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." As he touched down on the surface for the very first time, it was July 20th, 1969. Armstrong underwent a heart bypass surgery earlier this month to relieve a blocked coronary artery. He was 82 years old, just making his birthday August 5th. John Scott right now will take a look back on his extraordinary life.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
I think perhaps the final descent to the lunar surface was, for me, the highlight of the flight. It was very challenging, a lot of unknowns. For a pilot, it was a wonderful experience.
On July 16, 1969, Apollo 11 commander Neil Armstrong blasted off to the moon. His voyage would take him where no man had ever landed before. Traveling with him were lunar module pilot Edwin "Buzz" Aldrin and command module pilot Michael Collins.
After landing, we had hours to stand there a mere 15 feet, say, above the surface. So long before we actually got out on the surface, we already had pretty good appreciation for what the moon was like.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Armstrong made world history when he stepped off the Eagle and set foot on the moon on July 20th. Hundreds of millions of people gathered in front of televisions around the globe to witness this monumental feat. The men of Apollo 11 became national heroes. The president praised their heroics with a special long-distance call.
Hello, Neil and Buzz. I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room at the White House.
Neil Armstrong was born August 5th, 1930, in Wapakoneta, Ohio. At 16 years of age, he had his student pilot's license before he even drove a car. He joined the Navy, and at the tender age of 20, flew 78 combat missions over Korea. He graduated from Purdue University in 1955 with a Bachelor of Science degree in aeronautical engineering. In 1962, Armstrong joined the astronaut program. 4 years later, he got his first taste of space as commander of Gemini 8. In this mission, 2 vehicles were successfully docked in space for the first time. However, they ran into complications. Armstrong made the decision to begin re-entry early, and the mission was cut short. Risks were always part of space exploration. Prior to the launch of Apollo 11, Neil Armstrong was nearly killed while training in a lunar lander test vehicle.
When Neil decided to eject, looking at the pictures, it looks like he had only a few swings in the parachute before he hit the ground there.
Apollo 11 was Armstrong's last mission in space. He retired from NASA in 1971 and accepted a teaching position at the University of Cincinnati. He taught aerospace engineering until 1979. Then he became a spokesman for a handful of U.S. businesses. He also served on the boards of several companies. In 1994, he stopped signing autographs after finding out that his signed memorabilia were selling for large amounts of money. Unlike some other astronauts, he shied away from the limelight.
If it has anything to do with razzmatazz or show business, Neil Armstrong passes. Nobody would recognize him. He hasn't put his face out there. Probably 500 years from now, we may be known as living in the age of Armstrong. Just like they talk about the age of Columbus.
We all like to be recognized not for one piece of fireworks, but for the ledger of our daily work.
John Scott, Fox News.